I'm excited, man. Just the process has been dope. I've learned so much. I had to grow. Me and Natalie were like, we were in the studio. It's funny. We got a love-hate relationship when it comes to the studio. I just left Atlanta just this week. Matter of fact, I flew in yesterday. And
what do y'all bump heads on?
She's tough, bro. She is tough in the studio. If you hear me, Natalie, you are tough. She knows she's tough.
She knows she's tough, bro.
It's like, and I'm just sitting, and I've never really been in a serious studio like setting before, man. And I'm already nervous. KB out there looking through the window, Swoop out there too, and I'm just like flat this, flat that, not enough emotion. And she's just like, nope, like she's clicking into the studio, like, nope, try it again, nope, it's flat, nope, I need more energy, nope. And it's just like, took me hours, like a day and a half to try to finish one song.
I get it.
Let's get the people what they want. The Wade-O Radio Show.
DJ Wade-O here with my brother Joseph Solomon.
What's up, my G?
First time we done ever done one of these.
Is it? I think so. It is.
I think so, bro.
Wow.
I think so.
I just known you for a while. I just assumed that we just do this.
I know. Everybody always say I be shunning the poets, man. I don't be showing y'all nothing.
Now that I think about it, you probably do. I ain't been on this mug yet. I've known you for like 4 years now.
It's longer than that. We've known each other longer than that, bro.
Wow.
I know, man. I know. But see, I can't even just call you a poet now because you got all this other stuff.
To do a little something.
You got all
now
this
I'm in your world. I'm in the music world now.
Oh, I thought you was about to say you about to start DJing too. It wouldn't surprise me.
I tried that, man. I ruined the party.
What happened?
That's just, I suck. It's just different, man. I didn't realize it was that difficult. It's just one of those things where it's like, if you just play some upbeat stuff, then you're all right. But like, it's a real art to that, man.
It's an art too.
So I respect to the DJs. I tried doing that because I think I can do everything.
I mean, listen, bro. Maybe what we'll do one day, you could do a DJ set and you let me gig for you at one of your poetry joints.
It's tough.
Nah, bro, I know it's tough. I couldn't even memorize the poems, though.
It's long, man. It's a muscle.
I couldn't even.
You gotta work it out. It's a muscle. My memory got good when I used to work for Sally Mae, and I was taking phone numbers and stuff all the time, and so like my memory got like crazy good. Like I could have a phone conversation with you, and after the phone conversation was over, I could tell you your social security number, your address, your phone number. I memorized it. Probably 7 calls later, I would still memorize that. Oh yeah, this is Jared Fisher. Oh yeah, social security number.
Hey, that's kind of scary.
It's scary. I was freaking myself out.
You don't still got these social security numbers?
Nah, I don't. Like, once I start working there, like my numbers memory is shot now, bro. My numbers memory is shot.
Oh
now.
my God, that's crazy, bro. So listen, man. Since we haven't done one of these, man, I would like to kind of start close to the beginning, man. Your YouTube channel is where I first learned about you.
Yeah.
Even before I met you, obviously, and amazing, man. What made you start that joint, bro?
Man, I was just in my room. I don't know, man. It's a couple of factors. I almost was starting with a friend a local TV show called Good News, and it didn't happen. But I was gonna have a segment on there where I just, for like 4 or 5 minutes, just talk about, things, spiritual things that concern young adults and teens, and that was gonna be my little segment. And then that kind of fell through, but I still wanted to do it. And I already knew a little bit about how cameras work and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm just going to try my hand at it. I didn't think that it would be what it is now. It was just me just on my camera. It really was going to be more so to serve like the local, I was working in a youth ministry then, more so to serve my local church and putting them out. And then people just started sharing them mugs, dog.
Yeah, that mug blew up, bro. Because that's what I was seeing it. It was like, this is back when, I think it was before Facebook videos, and people was just straight sharing your YouTube joints on Facebook,
right?
And I was just like, who is this? This Joe Solomon guy, this ChaseGodTV, man.
Yeah, man. It just took off, man, and it's still weird to me. Like I went to South Africa this year, and
people recognize you.
Yeah, people in South Africa have been following me for a while.
Wow.
It's just never come to fruition for me to come out there, but like it's just so weird. Like I was just making videos in my living room. I was just making videos in my living room, and this got me a flight to South Africa. Man, this is crazy. Like that's crazy to me, man. Still to this day, that's weird.
So were you doing poetry before the videos, or did it?
Yeah, so I was always writing poetry. I never really was performing it. I was inspired by Jackie and Preston. I saw them online. I was like, man, they're dope. And I was writing my own poetry, but never performed it. Ironically, I started performing poetry about a month or a month and a half before I started the ChaseGodTV channel.
That's crazy.
So it's like right on the heels.
Wow.
And I didn't put any of my poetry on the channel until about maybe 6 or 7 months into it. And that's when I dropped the Worth the Wait joint. And that one like took off. And yeah, so it was ironically right around the same time in the summer of 2012.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
One of the things we were talking about before we turned the cameras on was you've been doing a lot of poetry slams. I remember you actually telling me this last year when we was at Legacy, and it's a space that a lot of Christians don't necessarily go into.
Right.
And obviously on the hip hop side, we got a ton of Christian battle rappers now. It's like a thing.
Yeah.
But it's like kind of in that poetry space. You're one of the few people really.
Yeah. And I haven't done it in a while, man. I want to get back into it. I to this day though, when I do shows and people ask me about getting better at poetry, it's one of the first things that I suggest. Is a slam. Just like, for rappers, that used to be it. It wasn't like, if you couldn't battle, you couldn't rap. That's what you used, that's what you do. And so for poets, like,
or at least go to the open mic.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go to open mic, but them slams is different because it forces you, because you can go to open mic and just keep doing the same 3 or 4 poems.
Sure.
At a slam, you don't know what poem you're gonna do because you don't know how the crowd is responding that night. So you have to be on your toes and have like, okay, they like funny. They need some funny. This has been kind of dead. I'm gonna give it a little funny. Or you know what? They've been talking a lot about race tonight, and those are the ones that's getting the high scores. So maybe I need to go in that lane too. So you don't know what you're gonna do, and you have to have a lot of poems, and you have to have them all memorized and ready to go on the spot. Like, I literally don't know what poem I'm gonna do until like, there's been times I'm standing in front of the microphone and I'm still going back and forth between 2 poems.
Wow.
And I just start spitting it like in that moment. So like, you got to be on your toes. It's also not a Christian setting, so you're really forced to consider your words in a way that's like, one, I'm still expressive about my faith in my poems.
Sure.
You know who I am. It's not a question about that, but I still have to speak in a way that causes some kind of common ground between the two of us. I can't use a bunch of Christian jargon. I can't really use a lot of things that a lot of Christian convictions per se either. I have to kind of find a way around that, and it caused me to be very creative in the way that I write. So now my poems that I write, I can perform at church or in a slam. And they're shorter now, so it makes me, in slams, you can only go 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes is the max, bro. So I know a lot of Christian poets, it's like,
hey, bro,
they got 7, 8, 9.
Hey, bro, that would be a problem.
Bro, it slams. And once you go over 3 minutes, you start getting docked points, like hard.
Listen, man, some people 3 minutes, they just getting warmed up.
Just getting warmed up. Nah, mine is like my first minute is the sort of introduction of sorts. The meat is the minute and a half, and the last 30 seconds is sort of the wind down. That's sort of my format. Yeah, man. And so yeah, you got to be on it. And in that setting, there's not the polite, oh, he's doing it for Jesus,
right? So
it's cool. I'll clap for you. Yeah. Oh, okay, that was awkward, but all right.
Right.
But there's like, if you whack, you whack.
You whack.
You just whack, and you going, and they gonna when that scorecard go up, because there's judges in the crowd, and they throw the card up. You get a 0 through 10. And everybody getting 8s and 9s, and you get out there and you get a 5. It's like, I ain't never got a 5 in the church. They don't judge like that in the church, you know what I'm saying? So it really let you know where you really at.
Where you at,
think
right?
you're killing it. That's what I was. Like, when the first time I went to a poetry slam, I went to a state slam. And
this is in Texas?
This was in Texas. And I had not been to slams. And so I was still doing some stuff around locally in churches and locally in Houston. I was kind of killing it, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of coming up. People was knowing who I was. I'm like one of the, kind of more known poets in the city. But I go to this slam, I'm like, there's no way I could do that. There's no way I could be on that stage. Just the stuff they do with their words. And so it just made me a better artist, man.
Sure.
Just being challenged and sharpened.
Man, that's dope, bro. That's very encouraging. What's your process like writing your poems? Like, I mean, I know you got your format, but like, how do you even come up with a concept and what really inspires you?
Man, just life experiences, bro. Always writing. Like, I haven't done this in a while. It's been about a month or so since I've kind of been out of my writing process, but I try to write every day. Just something.
Wow.
Just something. Even if it's whack. It's working the muscles out. It's working out. Staying working out. you can't expect to have a good, to go and play a good basketball game if you haven't been working out. You know what I'm saying?
You got to at least shoot a couple free throws.
Yeah, so once you wait to the day of the game to like, okay, now I need a poem, so I need to write something good, and you think that's going to happen. It's not. Like, you need to always be writing and, sharpening your tool. And so I write a lot, and then it's just sometimes it's just what happens. Like, I remember one of the most recent poems I wrote, and it went viral, bro, on Facebook. I don't know if you saw that. Over 3 million views in like a month. Wow. Yeah, bro, it snapped off. I was shocked.
Which joint was this?
This was called, it's a long title. It's called This Mystical Bond Between a Black Mother and Everyone Else's Children She Does Not Know. Wow. That's the whole title.
3 million.
3 million.
When you drop this? How did I miss this?
It was on Facebook. I put it on my YouTube channel. YouTube and Facebook are different. On YouTube, it got some views on YouTube, maybe like 30,000 or something like that. But on Facebook, it snapped. And I mean, I'm getting people from all over. It's not just Christians, man. It's Muslims. It's atheists. It's everybody. And the process for that was I was in the airport, and I had this interaction with this black woman who would sort of treat me like a son. And I was like, man, isn't that so typical that no matter where we go, if we do not know a black mother there, a black mother will show up. Like, they will be your mother. You ain't never met them, and you gonna respect like your mother too.
Facts.
When you was a kid, you be cussing and stuff like that, and the black mama walk by, though, I'm sorry, man.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Like, when we talking like that, like, you treat her like your mother, and she'll say, like, I know your mama didn't raise you like that. You don't even know my mama. I didn't know how she raised me. She know. She knows. So I wrote a poem
about that. She a black mother. She know the black mother.
They got a connection, man. They got a connection, bro. So that's what that poem was about, and people really resonated with that. People in Kenya and all over Africa, like, man, we had that same thing. We look out for each other.
Wow.
So yeah, it's just writing from taking little small things and then trying to like blow it up to like that's the micro of the macro. Should I say of the picture? So
you use a lot of humor in your poetry too.
Yeah.
And that's kind of something that we serious in the church, bro. Yeah,
no, that's my angle. Is I felt like I was finally finding you was talking about that standing tall joint. Look, when I first met Wado, man, he was backstage making all these jokes about how tall I am, and I'm in my mind, I'm just like, oh, just wait.
Then he pop up as storytellers with standing tall.
Yeah, I did a poem about standing tall, and it's just basically like,
I thought it was a subliminal at first, bro.
He was like, is this a diss?
That's what I thought, bro.
Am I gonna have to mix battle this dude?
Hey, man, listen. I had something for you too, but y'all on Friday nights now, so you know what I mean. I had something for you, though,
bro. So yeah, that joint, that standing tall one was like my first time like trying to be humorous in a poem, and it worked so well and so different for people. I was like, well, I don't really hear people do that, and so I was like, that's me in regular life. Like, why not let that be? Let that get into my poems, and that's my unique angle. So there's a lot of people who are super serious, but I know I used to do stand-up comedy too, so that's kind of where I got it from. Like I'm just going to incorporate that to my poems, and that's my angle. I'm trying to get Jackie into it. She's been doing it, man. She tried a poem out last year on the tour, like doing something that's kind of funny, goes into funny and serious, and she wanted to do more of that. And she was like, I don't know if I can do that. I'm like, Jackie, you're hilarious.
Her sense of humor is crazy.
She's hilarious, bro.
Jackie, if you're watching this,
hilarious.
You leaving some stuff on the table without.
She always telling me like, I don't think I can do that. It's not. I say it's you. It just don't think about it. Just write it. It's gonna come out like you're you. Yeah. And so even when I'm not trying to write something funny, just because it comes out funny sometimes, like because that's just my thought process.
And her tweets, like. She already writes funny stuff though.
Hilarious. Her Instagram post,
her Instagram,
her video, her Snap story, all that stuff. Like she killed. It just comes. It's a natural thing to her. So I was like, man, put that in your poems. Like let people see that broader side of Jackie Hills Perry. So yeah, that's my angle of just trying to add all of me in there because it's a break, man. You need a break. Man, I do a 30-minute set of poems, and they're all just like. All right, so this next dark poem is about the time where I wanted to kill myself. And it's just like, dang, we just heard about the doubt, and we just heard about, the fear, and we just heard about all, and it's just like heavy after heavy after heavy, and eventually you're just like, ooh, I'm exhausted.
I was telling you, so just being transparent, one of my challenges going to poetry shows, Christian poetry shows, is that. Yeah. Because I'm what you would call a casual. I'm a casual poetry fan. I'm not a spoken word fan. Yeah, I'm not a die hard hardcore. Yeah. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm like, when it gets 30, 40 minutes of just heavy boom, 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 it's just like you done heard 8 sermons in a row.
8, like compact.
Yeah.
Like 8 sermon pills. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, you're just like, you throw them down.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, seriously. I mean, they really are sermons.
They're
I
sermons.
mean, isn't that not what a good preacher is? But
They're
somebody
sermons.
who know how to make really great metaphors and a great delivery.
Yep.
And
Yep.
they take something that you didn't even...
Yep.
They tell a story and then they like tell a story about that story.
Yep.
They have a whole nother like moral of the story type thing. That's poetry. And so, but you're getting that like, yeah, you're getting like 7 to 8 to 10 poems. I mean, sermons.
Like heavy stuff. And, you know, poetry events are always in the evening too. So I've already done whatever I've
your
done
mind that day.
That day, I'm there and it's just like...
Come here with my wife just to relax. We just hanging out. It's a, it's a nice little date thing.
And then I get convicted because I done made jokes about you being tall, bro. But yeah.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, I try to do that as a way to like, I think it kind of breaks up the monotony and it helps, just add some lightness to the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. So, man, talk to us about this music situation with you, my brother.
This lituation.
Yeah, man.
Lituation.
Yeah, man. You rocking with Native North. You got a project coming out, man.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
Yeah. So, man, long time coming. Been in the works with my dude KB, Natalie, and Swoop. That's our team. That's Native.
That's
man.
a very creative team.
That's a strong team.
That's a strong team, bro.
That's a strong team, man. So I'm just blessed to be a part of it. I remember KB hit me up a few years ago, and I had already known KB at this point, but he just knew me from my Chase God webisodes.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? He knew I was a poet, whatever. But then he saw me singing online one day on Instagram, and he was like, he texted me. He was like, "Bro, you trying to be an artist?" I was like, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to put out a little music or something. I don't know. We'll see. And he was like, okay. And he just like dropped out. Like that was it. He just asked me if I was trying to be an artist and like said nothing. It was sort of like 3 key texts over like a month or so that eventually he was just like, yeah, man. So I'm trying to start up something new. And I didn't know the name of Native at the time. None of that was out in the open yet. I'm trying to start something and, I want to bring you on. And so shortly after that is when I met Natalie. We hit it off. That's like one of my closest friends now. And then I got to meet up with Swoop in Atlanta, and we worked on some music. And so now it's a great situation, man. Like I can't imagine a different situation where, a better situation where I have not put out any music yet, and yet I feel like this first project is gonna be a win just because of the time that's been put into it and the people that's behind it. Like, I'm in good hands, man. And it's gonna be interesting to like come out as a new artist, but already low key have a following to give it to. You know what I'm saying? So like, we got almost 170,000 subscribers on YouTube that we can just say, got a new song out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited, man. Just the process has been dope. I've learned so much. I had to grow. Me and Natalie were like, we were in the studio. It's funny. We got a love-hate relationship when it comes to the studio. I just left Atlanta just this week. Matter of fact, I flew in yesterday. And
what do y'all bump heads on?
She's tough, bro. She is tough in the studio. If you hear me, Natalie, you are tough. She knows she's tough.
She knows she's tough, bro.
It's like, and I'm just sitting, and I've never really been in a serious studio like setting before, man. And I'm already nervous. KB out there looking through the window. Swoop out there too. And I'm just like flat this, flat that, not enough emotion. And she's just like, nope. Like she's clicking into the studio like, nope, try it again. Nope, it's flat. Nope, I need more energy. Nope. And it's just like over. Took me hours, like a day and a half to try to finish one song.
I get it.
And even then I had to recut the song.
Sure.
So it was just so tough. But then I learned that like the end product was just way better. Yeah. And I understood where she was coming from. She's been doing this, man. She do this
at a high level. At
a high level.
Yeah.
This ain't no rinky dink, show, man. Like she does at a high level.
The highest of high levels.
So I started trusting her more, and we still kind of have bump heads. I'm like, nah, I felt like that was good. She's like, nah, I don't know. But this last session we had was one of the smoothest we had. I'm growing. KB came to me after it, man. It's just honest. He was like, hey, man, we're gonna have to do something. You gotta take vocal lessons or something, man. Just not a strong enough singer. Like, so we gotta figure something out. And at that point, I'm thinking like
that crushed your pride a little bit. Not even a little bit, huh?
Ooh, it hurt,
a lot of bit.
It hurt. Because, I mean, KB's one of my favorite artists, you know what I'm saying?
Sure,
and then
sure,
it's just this big, opportunity to get there. And it's just like, yeah, man. So we ain't signed no papers by this point at all either. It's really just kind of like a dating relationship. So it could just be like,
that's it.
Something deuces. So I'm just like, and then I got frustrated. And then me and Nat, like, it was to the point that they were like, yeah, we feel like you was ungrateful. We feel like, because I was so frustrated at myself, it came off as frustration with everybody else. And meanwhile, I was like super grateful to be part of that. So it was like this really big thing. Like, I'm thinking like, I never told anybody this on camera, by the way, but like I ended up like going to Nat. I was like, man, I don't even care, because we were good friends by this point. And I said, I don't even care if the music stuff happens or not. I never want you to feel like, I don't respect you as a person, as an artist, as what you do, and like that I'm not grateful. Like, if anything, I just want our friendship to be cool. I want us to be cool, like no matter what happens. And she saw my heart in that. She was like, okay, I understand. It was just a misunderstanding. We're learning how each other work.
Yeah. And
we pressed through that, man, and it's been good ever since.
Y'all probably even better than y'all was.
Oh
before.
yeah, I mean those things make you closer, because you understand, like, you learn more about them, and you through that you learn. Whenever we have a disagreement or a problem, the first solution is not, oh, we got to be done.
Yeah.
The first solution is, okay, well, let's figure it out. Clearly, there's a miscommunication where some things are not connecting right. So let's talk about it, and that's what we've been doing. And it's been dope, man. So it's been a long process in a sense of taking a while to get the music out, but I finally learned just like I'm gonna trust the process because I'm with good people.
How would you describe yourself as an artist for people who they're watching this? They tuned in because Joe Solomon, the poet, is on. He's a funny guy. I want to hear him talk about whatever. Yeah. And then they get hit with this music, and they're like...
I got folks that's been following me since 2013. It was like, I didn't even know you sang, bro. So I love folk music.
Yeah.
So that's very kind of infused in that. I'm like a, Ed Sheeran, John Mayer. I love that style. I love R&B, so that kind of has that flavor in there as well. So yeah, and it's kind of and in some ways I can't really explain it, man. We got a new single that just dropped today called "Make Me Believe," and Swoop made the project, so it's really dope. That I wrote this very folky song, and it's like just a guitar, dum 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 dum, and then Swoop adds his own take on that.
Wow,
and it was gold, man. And so. It's gonna be a nice eclectic mix. I'm an eclectic person. It's gonna be a nice mix. It's not gonna be all worship like everybody thinks.
That's what I was thinking, bro.
Yeah, everybody.
You had to correct me. You had to set me straight.
Yeah, even KB, when we first got together, he was like, "Man, I see you as a worship artist," and I was just like, "I never really wanted to be that." Like, wow. I love my poetry. Is not that. My poetry is very Jesus centered, but it's also poems that are. It's just life, and I don't get into that whole conversation like Christian artists or artists as a Christian or whatever. I'm just like, I don't mind making explicitly Christian music, and I don't mind making Christian music that's not so explicitly Christian. And so that's what you're gonna find. You're gonna have songs like "Make Me Believe" that's clearly about faith, but I also got songs that's it's called "Home," where it's like, I miss my family. I've been traveling a lot. I just want to be with my family. I'm coming home. Like that's it. That's a song. You know what I'm saying? There's not like some metaphor in there where I'm gonna switch it back and say, but Jesus is taking us home. It's like, nah, it's like I miss my family, bro. Why can't I make a song about that? That's a good and godly thing to say. I love my family. I want to be with them.
Yeah.
So songs like that, man, just life, but I mean, all of them will definitely be undergirded and guided definitely by a very clear Christian worldview and perspective. So.
And this is an EP.
This is an EP.
What's the title of it?
I don't even know yet, man. We ain't got that.
I got you, man. I got
you. It's gonna come soon.
We
gotta figure that out.
I got you.
We ain't made too many announcements. We got this. So these two, the new music I just dropped today, sort of kind of standalone music, and then we're gonna come out with an EP. These songs are not gonna be on that EP, so you're gonna get a whole new set of songs.
Whole new slew for the EP.
And then after that,
this is just you just testing the waters. You just throwing it out.
See,
there. Put a little ripple out there.
Yeah, just see. It wasn't no big rollout.
You over there by the pond throwing pennies.
Yeah, man, no big rollout. Just try to see what's gonna happen, and then hopefully we move on from there, and just kind of see what's next on the table, man. So
yeah. Well, Joe, man, what you got cooking the rest of the year? I mean, obviously the music. Yeah. I know you've been doing some touring. You know, you out with KB for a while, and
yeah. So we working on going on tour again. I don't know who I'm gonna go on tour with yet this year. As of right now, some things on the table.
That's a great problem to have, right there.
It is a great problem, bro. Because it used to be a day where I was just happy. I said a tour.
Somebody called me.
I'm paying how much? $100 a weekend. Yeah. Let's do it. I don't care, bro. I'm on tour.
Yeah.
I'll take that $100 a weekend.
Take it.
I'm on tour. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm just happy that I even have that problem. And so, the tour situation, getting the EP out. I'm going back to South Africa in November, doing a small, probably like a 6-city tour of South Africa. Doing a 3-city tour in UK.
Look at that.
Working on that. It's not confirmed.
International Joe. That's what I'm calling you from here on out. International
yeah,
Joe.
Man. So in the beginning of November, we're working on trying to go to London, Manchester, and Birmingham out in the UK. So that, and then just some other dates. You might see me pop up on one of the PIA stops as well. I'm gonna open up. Show love to the fam and them showing love to me. So me and Ezekiel, we're in talks right now, just trying to figure out logistically what city I would do, or even cities. I don't know, but yeah, we're working on that.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, Joe, man, we're not gonna wait so long to do another one of these.
Yeah, man.
I'm just,
and you say wait so long as if like there was a gap between the last time we did one, but there was no last time. It's just we just didn't do it. It just never happened.
But that's what I mean. It's not going to just
and all these talks I've had with you. Here's me thinking I was actually in a real interview with you.
See,
I've been backstage with you.
We've had some dope talks.
I'm texting like, "Hey man, when that video gonna drop?" There
wasn't no camera.
There wasn't no cameras, Joe. We was just talking.
It wasn't no cameras, bro. It wasn't no cameras, man. But seriously, man, I'm encouraged and inspired by what God has been doing in you, but what He's about to do through this music.
Yeah, so, for sure, man. Appreciate that, bro.
Absolutely, bro.
Yes, indeed.
Wado Radio.